All right, so for this week, we are going to do our nonfiction signpost, just like we did with fiction signposts. You're going to see that on page 11. So go ahead in your notebook and open up to page 11. And it should say nonfiction signposts on that. On page 10, it talks about those fiction signposts. So we did those last quarter. And so that was the contrast, contradiction, where the wiser, aha moment, again and again, memory moment, and tough questions. So we watched those different videos to kind of see, and we took notes on them. So again, this is the fiction signposts, okay? So today, we are going to start learning about the nonfiction signposts. So it's again on page 11. And this page looks very similar to page 10. You have the different types. There's 5 of them. And then you also have what you should do, like what you'll notice, and then what you should ask yourself. Because again, signposts are when you should need to stop and think about why the author is doing that. How does that impact the story? And nonfiction also has that same thing, to kind of dig deeper into the text and have a better understanding as to what the article is providing, what the author is trying to get across, that kind of thing. Okay, so this is just kind of your resource to look at. And then we are going to take notes very similar to what we did for the fiction signpost. So we're going to do this on page 13. So on page 13, I'm going to have you do what we did on page 12, and you're going to make 6 boxes. So go ahead and do that. Whoa, it does not need to be perfect. You just want 6 about the same size, goodness gracious, boxes, okay? So that should be on page 13. So make sure you're making that on page 13. And I'll kind of walk us through these nonfiction signposts. And again, if you need me to pause at any time, you can go ahead and just do that yourself. And then just hit play when you are ready to start back. All right. So I'm going to go back to what your assignment looks like. So this is the slide that you could click on to get to this particular section in this lesson. What we're going to do is we're going to start with contrast and contradictions. And what you're going to notice on all the slides that I have you actually click and watch videos by yourself, if there is a video, you are going to not only watch the introduction video, but you're also going to watch these Let's Practice videos. So anything that I have highlighted in purple, you need to watch, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and have you, well, I'll just explain this. Okay, so contrast and contradiction is what you're going to notice is that there's opposing sides. So this is very similar to the contrast and contradictions for fiction signposts. So something happens that you're like, well, that's interesting, because it's a difference between what you know and what the writer's saying. So there's opposing ideas. And when you see this, you want to ask yourself, why is this the contrast and contradiction, and why does this matter? So again, it all goes back to the why. To be able to dig deeper into a text, you always want to ask the question of why. Okay? So I do want to make sure, just to make sure you know that it's the difference between what you know and what the author is saying. Okay, so it's going to hit you and go, wait a minute, I thought this, but the author's saying this. So that's that contrast and contradiction. And you want to ask why that matters. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and stop. What you are going to do before you move on is you are going to go to slide 3. You're going to watch the introduction video. After you get done with the introduction video, you need to go down, you're going to do the Let's Practice. You're going to watch Ezra Fretch, One Leg, and you're going to watch that first. And then after you watch that, you're going to come down here and watch Susan Boyle Audition. And I want you to actually watch them. Yes, I want you to watch them. Because on the next little link that you're going to click on for me, when I'm actually talking, I'm going to talk about this, and I'm going to write notes in here in your notebook. And you need to have watched these videos for that to make sense. Okay, so make sure you watch the videos, and I promise you some of them are actually really entertaining. So make sure you do that, and then we will come back to this, and we will start writing notes on the next video that you're going to watch of me. Okay, so again, you're going to stop, because this video is going to stop. You're going to go on to slide 3. You're going to watch the introduction video right up here in the top right corner first. When that's over, you're going to watch these 2 videos down here for the Let's Practice. And then you'll go on to slide 4, and you're going to click here, and that's going to take you to another video where I'm talking and we're going to be writing notes. Okay? All right, so go ahead and go to slide 3, and I'll see you in a little bit.